There we go. Hello, shalom, aloha. Welcome to the new moon activation reading. So we do these readings 4 times a month at the different points within the moon cycle that are most significant. So the new moon, the full moon, but also the first quarter and the final quarter. So now we're at the new moon, and this is new moon in Scorpio. And we're also sun in Scorpio, so we're double the Scorpio energy right now. Where my Scorpio moon's at. Where my Scorpio sun's at. I've got a lot of Scorpios in my life, and most of my closest friends, actually. My mom. I'm a Scorpio moon. So, I'm sure you're all feeling this energy as Halloween is approaching. It's an exciting season, time to dig deep. So let's see, like, what's going on with this new moon? Where are we really at? Because I feel like what happened at the end of this last cycle and this past week in between the last cycle and this new one here was a lot of unexpected closures and a lot of unexpected new beginnings as well. Just kind of like a relief, but also can be scary at the same time. Kind of like a seesaw going in between feeling relieved but also feeling really scared about stepping into the new. So there was a lot of weird stuff going on at the end of last cycle there. So let's see what we're leaving behind us and what this month ahead has in store. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and create a space for the answers to come in. Because if we just keep asking, we won't be able to receive the answers. And the best way to create that space, in my opinion, is going into that space inside of yourself, that space that is outside of time and space, that timeless place where we all connect as one. And when you meet me there, go ahead and connect to the deck however you desire. You can close your eyes and you can see yourself connecting to the deck however you wish. Use your imagination. That is the key. So what's going on? What are we stepping into here with this new moon, with this new cycle? What's the theme of the month going to be? I don't feel called to even pull a card for what we're leaving behind because I believe it's going to be very obvious when we just look ahead. When we look forward, we will know that which is not in alignment with that, and therefore all of that which is not in alignment, that will be left behind. So what are we stepping into? And how can we see this as the theme of this entire season? What we're stepping into right now, how can we see this as the thing that's going to go not just through the fall, but now into the winter? See what's going on with our challenge for this month and who the ally is for this month. Let's go ahead and mute. Okay. So let's begin. All right. Let's back it up here. Okay. Okay, so what we are stepping into, what is ahead of us? Knight of Cups. The fire of water. Acting upon the heart. Taking everything that we've learned about ourselves and our heart, our heart's truth, everything that we've come to realize as our heart's true desire, going for that, making a plan and acting on it. So what truth did you find in your heart at the end of this last cycle? What did you put down? What did you sacrifice in order so that you could sink more deeply into that true heart's desire? Well, now it's time to sink into it. You put down the burden and you created the space to be able to journey into your heart. And now it's time. What is this all for? And there's our first major arcana card, right at the bottom at the foundation, the devil. What is it all for? Why are we doing this? Why did we make these sacrifices? Why did we put down those things that we thought we wanted so that we could pursue what the heart wants? So that we could free ourselves from this false idea of self, from who we really are not. Because when we have to maintain a facade, it takes so much effort. Whereas being yourself can be effortless and total bliss. So why are we doing this? Why are we even here? Why are we on this journey? Why are we so willing to meet these challenges of sacrifice and redirection, reprogramming in honor and in service of the heart? Why? So that we can be free. So that we could feed the light in ourselves and in each other. So that we can stop keeping ourselves prisoner, because it is only the self that does that, because there is no other, there's only one here. The current challenge, another major arcana card, the Justice card. Current challenge, finding our place, our balance within the life around us. So, speaking our truth, these are some things that can be related to this archetype as far as challenge right now. Not feeling empowered to speak our truth, or not feeling like we're receiving fair treatment. Feeling that our communications or our situations with others are not fair, not equal. Feeling stuck, feeling inferior, or perhaps feeling superior in a way that's egoic and hurting everyone around us. But either way, it's important for us to not look at anyone else, of course, but to look at ourselves and see this challenge within ourselves. Or if you see it in another, to know and accept that it is a reflection of self, and to look at that and say, okay, well, although I'm seeing this in a seeming other, how does it relate to me? And it's not just so simple as, what meets the eye. It's not like, oh, somebody's doing this, so that's a reflection of me, so I must be doing it. No, it's a reflection of you in a sense that when you look at it, how do you perceive what it is? How do you relate to it? What does it bring up for you? And those inner conceptions are the reflection. How you see it is how it relates to you. So yeah, look at others and look at yourself, but see it all as one. And see all of these observations as material to ask ourselves, where am I at on that spectrum? Have I perhaps been feeling superior to my neighbors? Or have I been feeling inferior? And how has that been guiding me in a way that is not the healthiest for myself or for my loved ones? Because whether we're acting superior or inferior, that imbalance creates the same result often. So a person who is feeling inferior or feeling superior will act out in the same way, say the same things, hurt people around them in the same ways, because they're two sides of the same coin. The point is we need to find the balance. So if you focus too much on hating yourself for having messed up and, damn, I really have been on my high horse, damn, I really have been in my ego, really need to get off that high horse. Okay, so then get off. Don't just keep thinking about it. Or, man, I really have been feeling inferior. I really need to speak up. I need a voice. Why haven't I found my voice? And I really should have said this, or I should have said that. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, doesn't matter. You have to think of right now and just claim your right to be in that balance of nobility and humility at the same time. It doesn't matter who you were a minute ago. It doesn't matter who you were yesterday. It doesn't matter who you've been. The only way in which it matters is if you can look at that information from an observer's point of view without attachment and use all of those observations as material to progress. And if you can't do that, then don't look at the past and only be here now in this moment, because we only look at the past or the future consciously when we're using it to bring us back to the present moment. But ultimately, you can just go straight there. You are there. You are here now. So claim that nobility and humility here now. This is the challenge that we're currently experiencing as a collective and as individuals, of course. And so I think that, as usual, those challenges usually reveal a hidden key. It's not so much about the shadow side of it, which is impermanent, so much as it is about the neutralizing side of it, the positive side of it. So rather than thinking about all the ways that we effed up, in the past, in the recent past, and maybe have been on our high horse or haven't been empowered enough, whatever, don't sink into all those experiences. It doesn't matter. Just claim your nobility and humility here now. And all other mantras that come with this card can be helpful to eliminate that, or to, I should say, transcend this challenge, this archetypal challenge of the times. And so that can look like many things. There are many mantras that go along with this archetypal energy. So you can say things like, I am in perfect balance. I have found a right balance in my reality. My communications and relations have a foundation built upon trust and equality, justice. I feel balanced in my polarities. And I see that reflected all around me as a result of my own inner balance. And you can see how in that way you really hit the root of this energy, which then would, as a byproduct, reflect into our embodiment of that right balance of humility and nobility. So you can simplify the energy and just say, hey, I'm balanced in my polarities. I am in balance. And that includes, of course, being in balance with your nobility and humility and with your embodiment of the balance of all things. So perhaps it's good to start with a simplified mantra such as, I am in perfect balance here now. Everything is in balance here now in my life, because that does cover it all. And then you can get more detailed. But starting simply like that helps you to bypass the subconscious thoughts, not only of your own mind, but of the collective mind. So if you really fill yourself with the belief and the feeling that I am in balance, my polarities are in balance, I'm embodying a harmonious frequency. If you really truly fill yourself with that, then you can't be filled with anything that is not in alignment with that. Because your consciousness can only be occupied by one or the other. Can't be both at the same time. It doesn't make sense. So if you really fill yourself with this feeling and an idea of balance and empowerment, then nothing else can get in there. No opposing thought can creep in, but you really gotta be consistent. So this is the challenge right now. I'm gonna move on from that and go to the ally. The Three of Pentacles. So the ally for this month, Three of Pentacles, this is all about working together with others on the material plane only when they are as conscientious as you. Knowing that on your own, you have everything inside of you to complete whatever the mission is that you're on. But inclusiveness is a virtue. And so if you do come along others on your path who have the same plan and goal as you, then that's definitely worth exploring. Inclusiveness is a virtue when you consider the science of our oneness, because when we could use the least amount of energy to do the most work, that's a key. So if two people are working on a project in service to the all, to the one, and they do it together, they put their heads together, their hearts together, they're using less energy to do more. But of course, one has to consider not only the shared project, but when you consider these teammates or these people that you work with, you have to consider what's going on in their inner realms, in their thoughts, in their emotions. Are they aligned inside? Have they come to that place of balance and alignment? Because even if on the outside it looks all good and like you have a shared project, are they really meeting you there conscientiously? Or do they have some belief or idea that conflicts with not even just their own words, but with your plan and your vision? So it's important to understand that yes, we should work with others because inclusiveness is a virtue, but only when they are meeting you where you're at. Because otherwise it's contradictory. It's counterproductive. There has to be that alignment. It's hard enough for one individual to find that balance and harmony within these days in this reality. It's hard enough to align all of our inner contracts, doing all this work and reprogramming the mind. It's what we've all been up to in this ever-changing world, which right now is dramatically shifting. So now coming across another person, whether it's a romantic relationship or a work project or whatever it is, it's difficult to find another person who is doing that work, who has done that inner work, who can really say, hey, I'm ready to meet you there and let's do this project. And of course there will be challenges, but as long as you're open in communication and you're willing to see this together, that, hey, we can't have conflicting contracts. As long as you're willing to do that, then it's all good. Inclusiveness is a virtue. So it's really important. I'm seeing how this is the challenge, right? And this is the ally. So if the challenge is finding this balance and justice within our relationships and in our reality, then how does this relate as the ally? I see it as knowing that we will never come to the success rising above this challenge until we be honest with who we've been working with, who we've been choosing to team up with, to manifest our dreams that are hopefully in alignment with service to the one and all. Until we are honest with ourselves about this, whether that means, letting go of relationships or giving more of our energy to those ones that maybe we haven't been, but we should be. Whatever it looks like to you, reorganizing your relations and making sure that all of them are for the highest good, that there aren't any hidden conflicting contracts, which, by the way, I think a lot of the collective right now, out of the readings I've been doing, I can see a lot of us are not being fully honest with ourselves. It's like it's right there. We know the truth. We see the truth. This is not good for me. This situation is not good for me. This friend is not good for me. This work project is not good for me. But we've been holding on. We've been holding on. And so until we let go of that, we will not come to this feeling of equality, peace, justice, harmony, right order, because it's up to us. The power is in our hands. We can't complain that we don't feel quite right, that we don't feel in balance when we are not doing the work to make sure that we got ourselves, that we're taking care of ourselves. We're still allowing energy vampires and we're still allowing situations into our lives that are eating away at us. Certainly not uplifting us, supporting us, celebrating us, adding to the light of our success. No, on the contrary. There are energy vampires that need to be gone. So, perfect time of year, I feel, with this double Scorpio energy upon us right now, moving into Scorpio season, Halloween, Dia de los Muertos coming up. It's a perfect time to really look deep inside of ourselves and be honest with ourselves and say, no, this is my vision. This is who I am. And whatever is not in alignment with that, I vow to get rid of it now. Because I cannot complain about not feeling right in my life or not feeling balanced or not feeling like I'm treated fairly or feeling like you feel yucky because you don't even want to treat other people fairly because you haven't been receiving fair treatment and it's just this vicious cycle. No, you need to feel your best. You need to feel like you are on this throne, like you are that king or queen of justice. Because until you are, until you claim that sovereignty and you take that responsibility to make that peace and harmony within yourself, you will not see it outside. You will not have relationships that reflect that. So if we really want to ace this challenge, and we really want to embody the wisdom that comes with the archetype of the Justice card, then we need to make sure that we are first clearing things up within ourselves. That we don't expect fairness and right treatment and justice and equality and harmony from others when we haven't done that work for ourselves yet. How can you take back your sovereignty when you're still so busy giving it up? We need to stop giving up our power. Period. That's it. And this is all so that we can break free. Remember, this is the foundation. So time to act on the heart. That's what this cycle is going to be about. Lighting a fire under our ass so that we could finally put into action that which we learned this last cycle. Okay, I got in touch with my heart center, and now I'm going to act in honor of that. I'm going to make moves to prove to self, to prove to the universe that this really is what I want, and it really is worth every sacrifice. All right, you guys. Happy Scorpio season. Happy new moon in Scorpio. Double Scorpio, sun and moon in Scorpio. Halloween is coming, so for those of you who celebrate, have a blast. Love to see all your costume pictures. That's going to be lots of fun. So remember, act on your heart. Don't look back now. You just made some major sacrifices. Keep going forward. Keep looking forward. But know that you will not find that justice. You will not find that peace, that equality, that right order within yourself until you make the moves you need to make and take the actions you need to take to set yourself free. Blessings.